Hi everyone, welcome back. Now then, beautiful ones, I thought that it might be quite useful if I did a series of tutorials broken down into very, very small segments to help you choose and establish your skin's undertone, so that way you make informed choices when it comes to choosing foundations. And it removes a lot of guesswork, and it also saves you loads of money in the long run, because how many of us have wasted hundreds upon hundreds of pounds on foundations? We've got them home totally the wrong shade. So I think that it's important to establish your undertone, and there are four main undertones to consider. There's warm, which is yellowy. There's cool, which is pink. There's neutral, which is somewhere between the two. And then there's the fourth one, which is olive. And today I'm going to teach you one technique, how to establish which undertone you may be. So beautiful ones, these three foundations, they all look pretty similar, don't they? Apart from that one, which it has quite a strong yellow sort of tone to it. So this one is definitely a warm foundation. This one is more pink. So this one is more cool, and this one is neutral. I don't have an olive one because at the moment I've only just started working as a makeup artist on YouTube. So I haven't come across the need for an olive tone foundation yet, but I will do eventually, no doubt. I think for comparison's sake, we'll just look at these two, shall we? So this is the Dream Satin Liquid, the one that stinks. It makes me feel physically, do you know what I mean? And this one is, they're exactly the same foundation. And they cost exactly the same amount of money from exactly the same place. And the only difference between them is the shade. And I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So this one goes quite nicely on my skin's looking a bit red at the minute because I'm post peel. I did a salicylic acid face peel followed immediately by a lactic acid face peel, and it was possibly the worst thing I could have ever done. Hence skin's repairing itself now though, so thank goodness skin is a regenerative organ. What should I talk about foundations rather than my skin and face peels? I really just wanted you to see the difference between these two foundations. This one, let me just find out what the name of this one. I think it's Nude. No, this one, sorry, this one's Light Porcelain. So I'll start that bit again, shall I? I've got all the time in the world, beautiful ones. White Sunday morning, it's only 11:15, so I've got all day, haven't I? Beautiful ones to muck up and fluff up. Light porcelain and golden beige, beautiful ones, are exactly the same, depth of colour. So there's no difference between the shade depth. When I say depth, I mean lightness to darkness. So something which is very, very pale, I would call lighter. Something which is very deep, I'd call dark. The only difference between those two is that one's much yellower than that one, or much warmer. This one's quite a cool foundation. And so guys, shall I talk about the technique or the tip I'm going to teach you beautiful ones how to do today? It's actually called the vein test, and all you need to do is have a window nearby, somewhere where you have access to natural daylight. And all you need to do, beautiful ones, is just to try and establish the colour of your veins. I know that sounds pretty complicated. It's not. It's really simple to do. So somewhere like the inside of your wrist, or there in the crook of your arm, because we don't get any sun on these areas of our skin, so there's no interference. No suntan. So do you know what I mean? These paler areas here, which are protected from the sun, gives you a truer reflection of the shade of your veins. And so once you've got near a window or you're outdoors and you just check the color of your veins out, you need to establish whether they're bluey or greeny. Okay, so if they're greenish or pull towards a green sort of color, then your skin tone will be warmer. So look for foundations with yellows in them. Don't go by the word beige. Beige can be really, really confusing, and it's plastered or bandied around in the makeup industry or the beauty industry a lot. I've come across foundations which are something beige, golden beige, which have been really, really, really cool toned. So quite a strong pink tone to them, even though they've got the word beige in them. So once you've established the shade, say I've just said, haven't I, that green will indicate that you have a warm skin tone. If you have more bluey, more purpley veins, then you will be a cool skin tone. Somewhere in between, so somewhere, say you have greeny, bluey sort of veins, then you'll be neutral, guys. So it's not a hard and fast technique, guys, and some of you won't be able to see your veins, but do you know what I mean? As long as you access somewhere which is pretty pale. So the neck's also a good place to do, or anywhere you've got veins which are near the surface of your skin and you can see them. If they're greeny, more pull towards the green shade, then you'll be a warm tone foundation or shade of foundation. And if you're bluey toned, then you'll be a cool tone foundation. So warm foundations tend to be more yellow, more warm, more goldens, whereas cool foundations tend to be more pink, more bluey reds, more rosy sort of shades, and very, very me. Do you know what I mean? That really is my first and most important tip, or the most useful tip, I guess you could call it, to establish one of the ways to establish your skin's undertone. So Please don't go rushing out there and buying foundations until you've done this first. And there are other tips as well, which I'll share in separate videos too. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Similarly, consider subscribing. Hit the notifications button to all so you receive notifications when I release new videos, which is pretty regularly, isn't it, beautiful ones? All it remains is for me to wish you beautiful guys out there a lovely Sunday today. Yes, Sunday. Totally forgetting what day it is again, guys. Typical me, eh? Have a wonderful weekend. Love you all. See you soon.